The Big Bang Theory is one of the best sitcoms to come out on TV in the last 20 years, and that's not an exaggeration. The show was full of laughs, but it also taught important lessons about life and introduced viewers to a talented cast, including Kaley Cuoco, who played Penny Hofstadter, the beloved female lead. Her name was originally Penelope Penny Teller. There have been a lot of rumors about how much Cuoco has changed in just 5 years since the show ended in May 2019 after 12 seasons. This makes me wonder, who was Kaley Cuoco before she became famous and where is she now? Let's look more closely at how she went from wanting to be an actress to being famous. Life as a child. Kaley Christine Cuoco was born on November 30, 1985. She is the oldest daughter of Gary Carmine Cuoco, a realtor, and Lainan, who stays at home. She grew up in Camarillo, California, and looks very American, but her family is a mix of Italian, English, and German. Cuoco was naturally good at sports as a child, especially tennis, which she started playing when she was very young and was very good at. But she also tried her hand at modeling, and at the age of 6, she was in front of the camera for a Barbie commercial. It was clear that she had a bright future in show business, even at that young age, if she wanted to. She still loved tennis, though, and while she was auditioning for parts and getting commercial jobs, she kept playing. Cuoco got her first big acting job in the TV thriller Quicksand when she was 7 years old in 1992. She was in No Escape with Donald Sutherland and Tim Matheson. In 1994, just 2 years later, she was cast as the younger version of Ellen DeGeneres' character in the ABC comedy Ellen. She stayed on the show for 4 years, and in the end, she got to act with DeGeneres in an episode of her second sitcom, The Ellen Show. While she was on Ellen, Cuoco also got small parts in movies. She was in the sci-fi thriller Virtuosity in 1995. On the same screen as big names in Hollywood like Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington. Then, in 1997, she was in the romantic comedy picture Perfect with Jennifer Aniston. Cuoco's career took off even more when she was 15 and was cast as actress Maureen McCormick in NBC's biopic Growing Up Brady. That part was the start of her big break. Getting a part in the ABC sitcom 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. But getting the part wasn't easy. Cuoco was very busy with a lot of things at the time. She was a good horseback rider, doing well in tennis. She was even getting noticed in the Southern California Tennis Association's regional amateur division, and she was still able to get acting jobs. She had to make a big choice between continuing to split her time between all of her interests or fully committing to acting. In the end, she chose Hollywood, which would change the course of her future fame. Kaley Cuoco made a big choice when she was 16, even though she was doing well in tennis and had a successful career as a commercial model. She decided to give up professional tennis and focus on acting instead. When asked why acting was the right choice for her, she said, "I basically grew up on stages and in front of the camera. And I always kind of liked it. My parents told me to do it or not. It was never a big deal. It was like something else we did. It just kept happening, and I kept working." This choice would change their lives forever. The producers were so disappointed with Cuoco's first audition for the part of Bridget Hennessy in 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter that they even called her agent to tell them. They saw her potential, though, and gave her a second chance if she could do better. She was determined to prove herself, so she worked hard, came back stronger, and finally got the part. Cuoco has said that this chance changed her career completely when she looks back on it. "I did get the job, which really changed the course of my life and my career. It kind of put me on the map and made me realize how much I love TV shows." Cuoco gave such a great performance on 8 Simple Rules that she won the Teen Choice Award for Choice TV Breakout Star, Female in 2003. She did this by getting rid of distractions and fully committing to her role. This opened up a lot of opportunities, including guest spots in many movies and TV shows. But it wasn't just live action that caught their attention. People also wanted her to do voice acting. She starred in animated shows like Brandy and Mr. Whiskers and Bratz, showing that she can do a lot of different things in the entertainment industry. Her determination paid off even more quickly. Cuoco got another big part right after 8 Simple Rules ended. This time it was in the supernatural drama Charmed. She played Billy Jenkins, a character who added a new energy to the show. Brad Kern, the show's co-executive producer, praised her work in an interview, saying, "Kaley's character keeps the show young and fresh by giving the existing stars a new perspective and new powers. Kaley's strong screen presence and uncanny sense of timing make her a perfect match for Alyssa, Holly, and Rose." The producers liked Cuoco's performance as Billy Jenkins so much that they thought about giving the character her own spin-off show. But just when it looked like Cuoco's career was about to take another big step forward, something unexpected happened that would change everything. The Big Bang Theory, just as talks about a spin-off of Charmed were starting to take shape, another big chance came up. The Big Bang Theory Kaley Cuoco had to audition because this project had so much potential. Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady came up with the idea for the sitcom. They were also the show's executive producers and head writers, along with Stephen Milaro. The show had already filmed its first pilot with Johnny Galecki as Leonard, Jim Parsons as Sheldon, and Amanda Walsh as their neighbor Katie by the time Cuoco got involved. Cuoco first tried out for the part of Katie, a tough, street-smart character who was supposed to be very different from the socially awkward scientists. But she didn't get the part. Later on, she said that as the show went on, Peter Roth, president and chief content officer of Warner Brothers Television Group, made a big announcement that would change the course of the Big Bang Theory. He said that the original pilot had promise, but it didn't work out in the end. It wasn't Amanda Walsh's fault, it was just that Katie wasn't the right fit for the role. The idea of a tough, world-weary woman didn't fit with the rest of the show, which is why it didn't connect with viewers the way the creators had hoped. Instead of giving up on the project completely, the team made the smart choice to redo it. Katie's character was completely removed and replaced with a new one. Penny was not jaded or cynical like Katie was. They instead thought of her as a warm, bubbly, and socially smart aspiring actress from Omaha, Nebraska. Penny's neighbors were brilliant scientists who spent all their time studying physics and other academic subjects. Penny, on the other hand, was smart in a different way. She was socially aware and emotionally intuitive. In the new version of the show, Penny started out as a waitress at the Cheesecake Factory and sometimes worked as a bartender. She then went on to become a sales representative for Zhang Pharmaceuticals. She became an important part of the show, acting as both a grounding force and a link between the scientific world of Leonard, Sheldon, and their friends and the everyday social world outside their bubble. She became very close friends with Bernadette and Amy over the years, leading to the formation of the beloved Penny Posse, and of course, she became Leonard's love interest and played a key role in some of the show's most memorable storylines. Cuoco missed out on a chance that turned out to be one of the most important roles of her career. The Big Bang Theory became a cultural phenomenon, lasting for 12 seasons and making Penny one of the most famous TV characters of all time. Cuoco felt like everything had changed when she got the call to try out for this new part. A year later, Chuck called and said, "It's a new character. We want you to come in." I read it, and it just felt so much better than it did the year before. I guess it was just meant to happen. That one phone call changed the course of her career. A time when old disappointments were replaced by a new wave of hope and creative energy. This time, there was no denying the chemistry. The team knew right away that she was the right person for the job. Johnny Galecki, who had already been cast as Leonard, felt it right away. He later said that it felt very natural, almost musical, to shoot the pilot again when Kaley was there. It felt like a band that had been playing together for years when Simon and Kunal joined. Everything just fell into place. You can't make that kind of chemistry happen. Cuoco and Galecki had a real-life romantic relationship for a while, which added an interesting layer to their off-screen relationship. Fans could feel the chemistry between them in every shared glance and improvised line, and their connection made it even stronger. The combination of professional and personal synergy added to the show's authenticity, which made it stand out and drew viewers deeper into the story. Big Bang Theory officially started on CBS on September 24, 2007. Its new format and way of telling stories in sitcoms won over millions of fans. The show was filmed in front of a live audience, and the energy was so infectious that it could be felt in every laugh track and spontaneous moment. With its new cast, Cuoco's portrayal of Penny as the charming, relatable, and quirky girl next door stands out. The show was meant to appeal to a wide range of people by combining traditional sitcom humor with the strange details of modern geek culture. But the first season got mixed reviews. Some critics said that it relied too much on stereotypes, especially the idea that scientists are socially awkward people who don't have lives outside of work. This meant that the show didn't get to show how complex its characters were. Many fans now think that the early reviews were not only too soon, but also unfair, because they didn't want to accept a new way of writing humor and characters. The first doubts didn't last long, as it turned out. The Big Bang Theory slowly won over both fans and critics. Many praised its unique mix of sharp humor, touching moments, and characters that became more complex over time. The show started out as a simple reworked pilot and grew into a groundbreaking TV phenomenon that changed the way sitcoms were made. As the show went on, it gained a huge and loyal fan base, making it one of the most popular sitcoms of its time. Cuoco's portrayal of Penny was a big part of this change. Her character was a necessary counterbalance to the intellectual world of physicists and mathematicians, bringing warmth, humor, and emotional depth to the story. Penny's growth from a stereotypical wannabe actress to a strong, complex woman was similar to the show's overall growth from a formulaic pilot to a richly layered ensemble drama. What began as an uncertain project quickly grew into a television powerhouse that not only made pop culture history, but also changed Cuoco's career in ways she never could have imagined. As the second and third seasons of The Big Bang Theory aired, millions of people began to appreciate how well the characters were drawn. The writers did something brave by changing the simple traits of Sheldon, Leonard, and Penny into more complex and vulnerable ones over time. At first, these characters were shown through the lens of common stereotypes, scientists stuck in their own intellectual bubbles and a girl next door who seemed to rely on cliches. But as the show went on, each episode revealed more about their personalities. The characters had to face their own wrong ideas and see the world in new, often life-changing ways through funny conversations, touching moments of self-discovery, and surprising interactions. This change not only helped each character grow as a person, but it also brought them closer together and made their relationships more meaningful. Another thing that drew people in was how the show made science both fun and easy to understand. People who weren't very interested in math or physics still got into the scientific talks that were cleverly woven into the dialogue. The Big Bang Theory taught its viewers about real-world scientific theories and added fun facts to the mix, all while keeping the mood light and funny. To keep things real, the producers hired a real scientist as a consultant, which was a lot of work. Professor David Salzberg, a physicist and astronomer at UCLA, looked over the scripts, checked the equations and diagrams for accuracy, and was there for the tapings of the scientific discussions. When a subject went beyond his area of expertise, actress Mayim Bialik, who has a PhD in neuroscience, also added more information. Bill Prady, the executive producer, once said, "We're working on giving Sheldon a real problem that he's going to be working on throughout the first season, so the boards can see real progress. We put in a lot of effort to get all the science right." The cast's talents and the show's dedication to realism took it to new heights. Kaley Cuoco, in particular, took Penny, who was originally written as a typical girl next door, and made her more interesting, deep, and relatable. Her portrayal of Penny was a big part of the show's success because it made a character who could have been shallow into someone the audience could root for and admire. The Big Bang Theory went from being a promising sitcom to a global cultural phenomenon as the series went on and its popularity grew. Every time a new episode came out, millions of people watched it. By the time it ended on May 16, 2019, after 12 seasons and 279 episodes, it was one of the longest-running and most loved sitcoms in TV history. The show was a huge hit, not just with viewers but also with awards shows. The Big Bang Theory was nominated for the Emmy Award for Outstanding Comedy Series several times between 2011 and 2014. Jim Parsons, who played Sheldon, won the Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series 4 times. He also won a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Television Comedy Series in 2011. The show won the Favorite Network TV Comedy Award 4 times, in 2010, 2013, 2014, and 2015, in addition to other awards. An impressive thing for a show that was both funny and serious. People also praised Kaley Cuoco for how she played Penny. In 2014 and 2015, she won the People's Choice Award for Favorite Comedic TV Actress. The Big Bang Theory left a lasting legacy by the time it ended, and its impact continued to be felt in its successful prequel, Young Sheldon. which looked at Sheldon Cooper's childhood and made the franchise even more popular. Kaley Cuoco became one of the best comedic actresses on TV after The Big Bang Theory ended. She was free to pick any project she wanted, and instead of rushing into her next move, she made a smart and strategic choice that would shape the next chapter of her career. Life and love. After Big Bang Theory, Kaley Cuoco started her own production company, Norman Productions, while she was on The Big Bang Theory. She named it after her dog, who she loved very much. With this new project, she wanted to make original content, and she quickly teamed up with HBO Max to make the hit show The Flight Attendant, which started in 2020. Cuoco plays Cassie Bowden, a free-spirited flight attendant with a dangerous lifestyle and a serious drinking problem, in this gripping drama. Her carefree life turns into a nightmare when she wakes up in a Bangkok hotel room next to a dead first-class passenger and has no idea what happened the night before. The Flight Attendant stood out because of its unique way of telling stories that blurred the lines between Cassie's reality and her unstable mental state, especially in Season 1. In Season 2, things got even crazier when Cassie had different versions of herself inside her own head. The show also had a great supporting cast, with Rosie Perez and Zosia Mamet among them, that helped bring the high-stakes mystery to life. Cuoco's next big project after The Big Bang Theory was Harley Quinn, in which she voiced the famous DC character. Many actresses have played Harley Quinn over the years, including Margot Robbie in Birds of Prey. She was originally the Joker's psychiatrist who became obsessed with him. Cuoco, on the other hand, played the part in an animated TV show, giving the character a new, full-of-life energy. Fans were pleasantly surprised by how easily she went from being a sitcom star to voicing a foul-mouthed, unfiltered anti-hero. Harley Quinn quickly became a cult figure, even though she was a cartoon. Mostly because of Cuoco's energetic and brave acting. That wasn't the end of her success. Cuoco went on to make and star in two big Peacock projects in 2022 and 2023 with Norman Productions. One of her most famous recent works is based on a real event. She was in a dark comedy thriller with Chris Messina in 2023. The show is about Ava and Nathan, a married couple who are having a hard time. Who are pregnant with their first child but having money problems and a relationship that isn't working. But things take a shocking turn when Nathan, the bartender he was flirting with, is found dead the next day. Ava gets the idea that they can solve the murder themselves, which makes for a twisted and exciting story. Not only her fans, but also people who have been in the business for a long time are impressed by how quickly Cuoco has become a producer and lead actress in big projects. She went from being a star on a sitcom to directing hit dramas and dark comedies without missing a beat, which shows how adaptable and determined she is. Every project she works on seems to have her own unique creative touch, which is a mix of humor, heart, and an unmistakable personal touch. But even though her career keeps getting better and better, her personal life, especially her love life, has been a strange but interesting journey. Kaley Cuoco surprised fans and the media when she posted a bunch of old Polaroid photos that showed her growing relationship with Tom Pelphrey. Pelphrey is known for his roles in long-running soap operas like Guiding Light and As the World Turns, as well as his more recent critically acclaimed role as Ben Davis in the Netflix hit Ozark. Cuoco's fans, who were always curious, quickly made Pelphrey a big deal. Fans really connected with the realness of the intimate photos, which showed the couple in sweet moments, like Tom gently kissing Kaley's cheek while she smiled brightly. Cuoco wrote in one very moving caption, "Rays of yellow to break the gray," which showed how warm and hopeful their relationship made her feel. Their relationship became very public when they went to Greg Berlanti's Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony in May 2022 as a couple for the first time. That event not only made them one of Hollywood's most talked about couples, but it also set the stage for even more exciting things to happen. By October of that year, the couple made a big announcement about their lives that made their fans very happy. Cuoco was going to have their first child. You could feel the excitement and happiness in the air. The couple's daughter, Matilda Carmine Ritchie Pelphrey, was born in March 2023. Cuoco was so happy and thankful that she posted a series of sweet, heartfelt pictures of their newborn on Instagram, along with a touching caption that said, "The new light of our lives. We are so happy and thankful for this small miracle." This news was a big deal for both of them and a new chapter in their journey together. As time went on, the couple kept celebrating every milestone with real excitement and warmth. Little Matilda turned 1 in March 2024. This was a big deal for her parents, who were even more happy and amazed by their daughter. Cuoco made a cute video montage of Matilda's first year to celebrate this special day. It was full of cute moments. She shared the video on Instagram to give fans a look at the sweet, everyday magic of being a parent. It was a collection of memories that touched hearts and showed how beautiful it is to watch a child grow. Longtime fans of The Big Bang Theory may have even more reasons to celebrate at this time. People have been talking about a possible revival or reunion special because events like Friends, The Reunion have been so popular. Cuoco has said in the past that she would like to see the beloved sitcom again. In a 2021 interview, she said she would be open to the idea of a reunion. Many people were disappointed when the flight attendant was let go recently, but it unintentionally gives her more free time, possibly making room for a new project. A season 13 of The Big Bang Theory or a heartfelt reunion special that brings fans back together with their favorite characters. If these rumors turn out to be true, it could mean the return of one of TV's most loved sitcoms. A show that changed the way people think about modern comedy and became a cultural touchstone. The idea of Cuoco and the rest of the original cast getting back together again isn't just a trip down memory lane for viewers, it's also a chance for the show to grow and maybe even tell new stories. The industry is buzzing with excitement, and Cuoco's continued success as a producer and actress only adds to it. This makes it seem like the best parts of her career, and maybe even the beloved sitcom, are still to come.